became notice to me that not everyone knows how to install a car seat. Last week, my sister-in-law decided to take my child out for a day. I handed her the car seat. She starts installing it, and she kind of had a look on her face like, what do I do? So that came to my mind to, I should show people how to install a car seat. There's several different things you need to look at when it comes to car seats. There's different types of car seats. There's different age range for the different levels of car seats that children can be in. There's different ways to installing a car seat. This is what I will go over with you guys today, is to make sure when a situation comes up for you to babysit for a friend, watch a niece or a nephew, like my sister-in-law for an instance, you know what to do when you get a car seat for that child. Okay, first, this car seat here is a convertible car seat, which does two different positions. Let's focus on the first position. The first position will be rear facing. Since this is a convertible one, I'm able to set this up and put it reclining. Imagine this is the front of the car, this is the back. So this will be the reverse side for it. Now, the other position, forward position. You don't want the child reclining, so you have them in a nice level position for forward facing. And then the last one is this car seat. It's a booster car seat. It's the last stage before a child goes into the next one, which I'll go over that in a minute. Okay. Now let's focus on, there's different age requirements for those three levels of a car seat. The first age requirement is the newborn to give or take about 2 years is what they recommend for rear facing. Another thing you can look at is the different weights, and that's something, my daughter for instance, some recommended 20 pounds to 22 pounds, so it's like newborn to 22. My daughter, she didn't weigh that age, at age 2, so she stayed a little bit longer before I turned her around. They just want safety concerns for that, for whenever impact and stuff. They said it was better for the child to sit in this position. The American Academy Pediatrics, they recommend 22 pounds. So from newborn to 22 pounds is what the AAP, the American Academy Pediatrics. So the next stage will be about 2, usually to about 4 years old, and that is at this position, is when you'll introduce this next position, and that's usually till that 22 pounds to about 40 pounds is what you would run into. Another thing you want to look into is when you're strapping the child, you want to make sure the child, this is a chest plate. It goes on the child's chest. So from, like I said, 22 pounds to 40 pounds is about the age or the weight you want to look at for this. When it comes to age, usually the guide is about 2 to 4 years old is what about the ages they will be for those weight. Okay. Now for the last one. This is the booster seat. This should be introduced once the child is 40 pounds. Like I said, usually 4 doesn't mean it has to be 4. It means the child needs to be the weight. For my daughter, like I said, she will be 4 in August and she weighs 29 pounds. So most likely she will not be in this booster seat when she turns 4. The booster, this one has a nice high back on it. You're able to use the seat belt goes across here, a nice spot to keep it so it's across their shoulder and across their chest. Then there's, like I said, the AAP, American Academy of Pediatrics, they recommend 40 pounds, and usually what they recommend is 8 years or is 4 foot 9 inches. Once they their head doesn't fit in this range, this one here can adjust up and down. This back will come off as well. So that is those ages for that. Next thing we're going to look at is for this one obviously is just a seat belt. The next thing you're going to look at is installing this one. This one needs to be secure. There's two systems. There's one that they call the latch system, and that system includes using these tethers here that you go and you anchor down, and you use these here. There's another set. Oh, right here that you anchor. Most newer vehicles have anchors at the back of the seats, and then some vehicles have the top, this back anchor up top. I've seen them back behind the seats. I've seen them on the dash, the rear dash. This helps keep the car seat in place. Once you place it, you want to tighten it. Make sure your knee is placed in here, or put your full body weight, and it doesn't move more than an inch. That's how you know you're secure. An older vehicle, or for my sister-in-law, for instance, what I did for her, since she was only going to have the car for, or the car seat for just a little bit, is pull the seatbelt until there's no more slack, slide it in, and either in this opening here, you slide it in, latch it, and then nice tug. By pulling it till there's no more slack, that will allow it to keep it locked when the seatbelt goes in that lock position, and it too will allow it to be where it doesn't move more than an inch. So hopefully these are some tips that you can use if you ever come in a situation like my sister-in-law, and you can install a car seat and have the child properly put in according to their age. So I went over the types of car seats there are, I went over the different age levels for the car seats, and you learned how to properly install car seats.